In early 2025, a prominent actor in Maharashtra was forced to resign from the board of a prestigious research institute. He had made a controversial comment about a king who died over 3 centuries ago. During a podcast, the actor suggested that Shivaji Maharaj, the legendary 17th century warrior king, escaped from a Mughal prison by bribing officials. This directly challenged the popular account of the king slipping away inside a basket of sweets. This debate ignited protests across the state. To millions, Shivaji Maharaj is a sacred icon, and the specific details of his escape are a matter of deep cultural pride. The basket escape serves as the foundation for the Maratha legacy. It marks the point where the strategy of the underdog began to dismantle the logistics of a superpower. By 1665, the geopolitical landscape of the Deccan region was collapsing. Cornered by overwhelming forces, Shivaji was forced to sign the Treaty of Purandar, surrendering 23 of his strategic forts. The treaty came with a punishing condition. Shivaji and his 9-year-old son, Sambhaji, had to travel hundreds of miles north, directly into the center of Mughal power at Agra. On May 12, 1666, they arrived at the royal court. Emperor Aurangzeb intentionally disrespected Shivaji, forcing him to stand in a row behind lower-ranking nobles, men Shivaji had already defeated on the battlefield. Shivaji broke protocol and stormed out of the court in protest. Aurangzeb immediately placed him under house arrest, guarded by the ruthless police chief, Fulad Khan. Shivaji was trapped deep inside enemy territory. If he was executed here, the dream of an independent Maratha empire would die with him. Shivaji began his escape with a counterintuitive strategy. He requested permission to dismiss his soldiers, claiming he could no longer afford to pay them. This lowered the Mughals' perception of him as an active military threat. Then, in July 1666, Shivaji was struck by a severe illness. He required constant medical attention, establishing a highly visible routine of physical distress in the eyes of his captors. Claiming he wanted to perform penance for his health, Shivaji asked to send large daily baskets of sweets and flowers out of the compound to local Brahmins and the corps. Over several weeks, the Mughal guards fell victim to conditioning. They started by thoroughly inspecting every basket, but the daily repetition eventually replaced their vigilance with boredom. Shivaji's primary weapon in this phase was his understanding of human nature. He used the Mughals' own bureaucratic routine against them. On August 17, 1666, the routine changed. Instead of the usual sweets, Shivaji and his son climbed inside 2 of the outward baskets, and the lids were pulled shut. Inside the room, a trusted decoy named Hiroji Farjand took Shivaji's place in bed. He left only a single arm exposed, wearing the king's bracelet to maintain the illusion of a sleeping captive. The porters lifted the heavy load and walked out the gates, carrying the baskets right past the guards who had stopped checking them weeks ago. When the Mughals discovered the empty room, Aurangzeb ordered a massive lockdown. He dispatched military search parties that focused their efforts strictly southward, toward Shivaji's home in the Deccan. But Shivaji made a move that contradicted standard military logic. He fled north toward Mathura. Disguising himself as an ash-covered sadhu, he took a massive detour eastward through Varanasi and Gaya before looping back home. This kind of asymmetrical thinking, doing the exact opposite of what the Mughals expected, rendered the massive search party completely useless. The escape delivered a humiliating blow to Emperor Aurangzeb's prestige while providing a surge of morale for the Marathas. With his freedom secured, Shivaji spent the next several years aggressively rebuilding his forces and reclaiming his lost territories. This miniature painting captures the result of that return. In 1674, Shivaji was formally crowned Chhatrapati, the sovereign of an independent Maratha empire. This historical triumph is why the news controversy over a bribe versus a basket remains so sensitive today. The public defense of this narrative remains because it roots the Maratha Empire in the strategic patience and foresight of its founder. It suggests that this empire was won by a leader who could wait weeks for his captors to blink.